Welcome to the EFT Business Spotlight, where we have the pleasure of introducing the world to some EFT practitioners doing amazing things. And so today we have the EFTlawyer.com present in the house, Sharon Ames. Hey, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
We're good. I like that. The lawyer's in the house, the tapping lawyer's in the house. So I'm just going to take a moment and introduce Sharon to everybody in the world. Sharon, it's an amazing combination. She's been an immigration attorney for like 30 years. She's also, obviously, a certified accredited EFT practitioner, matrix reimprinting practitioner, and combines these really to work with people in the legal profession that are dealing with stress. I don't know where that came from. Stress and burnout and exhaustion and emotional disarray and everything that comes from being a lawyer in these times. And so that's what she does. She works privately with them, either in person or on Zoom. And I just want to say thank you, because it's such a needed topic to really help people that are in this field. So I just want to say welcome, Sharon.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
So Sharon, can you tell us how you found this interesting tapping thing that we all do?
Yeah, so about 8 years ago, my sisters and I were looking for alternative therapies to use with a family member who had a number of significant health issues. Mm-hmm. And during the course of that investigation, one of my sisters gave me this video of Nick Ortner and Louise Hay, who I absolutely love, about tapping. And it looked pretty weird. Some people talking and tapping on their heads and doing these weird things, but the results that they appeared to be getting were life-changing. So I thought, well, I'm open to this. So I started using it for myself in my law practice, which was very stressful at the time. I was running my own law practice, and we all have difficult clients and situations to deal with. So I used it with a lot of success in my own life. But then the real kicker came when one day I had a client come in, and she'd been a client for a long period of time, and she's given me permission to share her story. So she trusted me, but she had canceled a few of her appointments before she came in, which wasn't like her. Mm-hmm. So when she finally came in, I took one look at her, and she was shuffling, kind of limping. Her whole demeanor was very withdrawn, and she couldn't even lift her arm up to take off her coat in my office. So when she sat down, I said, "What is going on with you?" And she told me that she was severely diabetic. Her blood sugar was out of control in the 400s and had been, and so her doctor was wanting to hospitalize her the next day. So that's why she made the appointment for that particular time, because she was going in the hospital the next day to get her blood sugar under control. And so my EFT brain kind of kicked in, and I asked her, I said, is there something going on in your life that you think might be a reason why you're feeling so sick? Mm-hmm. And she began to tell me that she lost one of her sons recently in a civil war in her country. So I'm an immigration lawyer, so these situations are common. And that she had left her children with her mother years ago when she came to the United States. And all the guilt and the grief that she was feeling was just overwhelming to her. So after 45 minutes of tapping in my office, she stood up, she smiled, she walked out of my office, no limping, no shuffling. She reached her arms up and put on her coat, and she was an entirely different person.
Wow.
I was just amazed. But then the next day she called me. And I said, "Are you in the hospital? Where are you? What are you doing?" And she said, "No, I'm not in the hospital. They tested my blood, and my blood sugar was completely normal." So,
oh, wow.
When I heard that, I realized the power of EFT to change lives. Mm-hmm. And from then on, I just made it my mission to learn everything I could about EFT and become a practitioner so I could share it with other people.
That's great.
And you did. You not only studied the work, you became certified in multiple tapping modalities. And so working with that now, what is it that, I'm just curious, that you find or you tend to see? What kind of stresses, I have my imagination what it is, but I'd really be curious who you work with and what it is that you're tending to work with. What kind of stressors does EFT help with that you work with?
So I've been working with all types of clients, but my focus now is on lawyers because lawyers, there have been many studies over the years that show that lawyers are particularly susceptible to depression, suicide, anxiety, substance abuse, and that the rate of those issues, the percentage of lawyers who have those issues is way higher than in the general population. There was just a recent study done through law.com called Minds Over Matters, where 74% of the respondents, and this was around the globe, believed that working in the legal profession over time had a detrimental effect on their mental health. That's three quarters of the respondents. So it's truly a needed thing in the legal profession. And the law profession is slow. We're slow to catch on. So law firms are catching on and offering employee assistance programs to their employees, mindfulness, meditation, yoga.
Right.
Every state in the country and around the world, there are lawyer assistance programs so you can get help, but those take time. And the beauty of EFT is that it works in minutes. So the typical lawyer's day, you're going along in your day and things pop up to derail you from your to-do list. And normally what we do is we shove it to the back burner. Well, when you shove it to the back burner, you shove the stress to the back burner as well. And at the end of the day, if you're like me years ago, you want to head to the nearest bar to take the edge off. That's at the end of the day, you're totally stressed out. Some people go for a run or take a bike ride or go to a yoga class, and that's great, but not every lawyer does that.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that it's an easy technique that you can teach your clients how to use as a self-regulation technique whenever they need it. All they need are fingertips. Then I can imagine that would be really beneficial. So, where are you? I know that you work worldwide on formats like this, and that you also speak Spanish. So you do EFT in Spanish, which is a real bonus.
Señora.
Yeah. So where are you based, and how can people find you?
So I'm in upstate New York, just outside of Syracuse. People can find me. The best way to reach me is at my website, eftlawyer.com. Easy to remember. I'm on Facebook.
So easy to remember. I'll never forget it.
Oh, Instagram, Facebook. Reach out.
Great.
That's great. So if you're a lawyer, you're in the legal profession, or you have a loved one or a friend.
A loved one or a friend, absolutely.
Who is under stress and may or may not be recognizing it, you'd be a great resource.
Exactly. They suffer as well. Kind of makes you want to call your lawyer and say, hey, how are you? Are you okay?
Absolutely. Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah. You should get more calls like that. Let's see what we can do about that.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you.